guys, it's Nicole, and I'm here to give you guys a really big life update. So I'm sorry that we haven't been doing a whole lot of like vlogging and videos and stuff like we planned, but with this whole Cody thing, May 29th, that was the last day that I recorded an update. Today is I think today's June 7th. Still haven't heard anything from Cody since that last phone call. And, yeah, that was that. You know, we all just accepted the fact that Cody was a traitor and that, you know, he wasn't going to be a part of our lives anymore. May 31st, so 2 days after I recorded the video of you guys, you know, telling you guys what happened with like the Cody thing, and I hadn't even had the video uploaded yet. I get home and Zach is like telling me that like he has some bad news, and he like tells me before I read this paper that, you know, it's none of our faults and blah blah blah, you know, but he shows me this letter that is a letter saying that it says at the top termination of tenancy, no cause, and no cause is like underlined and all that. And so he was saying that like him and Sean read through it like 20 million times, and there is absolutely no reasoning behind this eviction notice. It seriously hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I felt like my entire world was just collapsing around me, that everything that I had worked for was just falling in front of my face, and it was really, really hard to even comprehend the fact that this was actually happening. And I just kept thinking and thinking, you know, like, what the hell, you know, are they really evicting us for no reason? Like, this thing literally says no cause, like, you know, and like my head immediately went to Century 21 and, you know, like how some of the girls there had given us, you know, some attitude or just not been the friendliest of people, you know, when we've gone in there, and like my head immediately went to like, oh, I knew they didn't like us. Zach was telling me that Sean looked up the laws, and since we are month to month, that means that our lease is only month to month, and that it is perfectly legal for them to give us a 30-day notice and kick us out for no reason. So that was that. And then the next day, you know, after I woke up that morning, because I got off work at like 11 that night and I didn't get home until midnight. It's really confusing, and I'm just trying to figure out like why this is happening. And yeah, but the next day I called Century 21 and I was like, you know, trying to like keep my cool and stuff, but like, you know, I called them and told them that we received this termination of tenancy and blah blah blah, and told her that it said no cause, and we were just trying to figure out why we were being evicted. And she said that, you know, she was really sorry, but it's really unfortunate that, you know, sometimes the landlord or the owner just decides that they want to sell the house, or that they want to do something different with the house or whatever. And so they, you know, terminate you. And she was like really apologetic and said that the same thing happened to her previously, and, you know, she's really sorry. And I just like, at that point, like, I just started bawling my eyes out. You know, I couldn't get myself together. I was like bawling and trying to talk to this lady and like trying to find out like if we could apply, you know, or if we could be put on an application for another house or a waiting list for another house or something. And she told us that we would have to each apply again. We won't have to pay the application fee, obviously, but we can each apply again, and then they'll get us on a waiting list for another house after we put in our applications and stuff. And so the fact that Century 21 is willing to let us move into another property makes me believe that it does have something to do with the owners. So that's all we know about the situation. That is all we know about the eviction. We did think for a while there, you know, like when it first happened, like we were thinking like, what if Cody freaking called Century 21, and because he was approved, you know, he was approved through Century 21. They had him on file. He filled out an application and stuff. He was approved to live here until the 31st. And we kept, you know, at first we just kept thinking like, what if he got so pissed, you know, that he, you know, called Century 21 and made up some bull crap and got us in trouble for something, and now they're kicking us out. But in all reality, we kicked Cody out a week before he was supposed to leave. So, you know, I don't know. But we don't know if that's what happened. We don't know, like, why we're being evicted. But there's so many different scenarios, so many things going through our heads that are making us, like, you know, try and figure out why, you know, why this is happening, but we don't know. So plan now is, I just got all of our, well, Zach needs to submit his application. Okay, and with the whole Zach thing, Zach is going with us. Plans have changed. Zach has been nothing but loyal this whole time, and he was originally supposed to get into his own place, and he needed us to be able to get on his feet. Well, now we need him. We need Zach to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to if we don't have a third person here to help. So Zach is going to help us. He is on the same page as us. Each week, we are each pulling out $200 out of our paychecks, and we're putting it aside for the savings. I still have a cushion, small cushion, in my savings account from tax season. And, yeah, and then plus the security deposit that we get back for this place. We should be okay to get into another place. It's going to be tight and it's going to be really stressful. It is really stressful, but that's the plan. We just submitted applications. Sean and I did. We just completely and fully submitted our applications for a different property management. The reasoning behind me trying to go through another property management is because this specific property management that we're going through, or that we submitted applications through, it's called Pioneer Management, and they just have a lot of different options and rentals available that are in the price range we're looking for and that are in the area that we're looking for. They have a bunch of them. So my plan with that is, instead of going from each place to each place to each place that we find, and for each one filling out application fees or paying application fees and all that, since this place has so many different options and rentals available all through this one Pioneer Property Management, then we might as well just pay that one application fee to get approved through this property management, and then from there we have all these different options of rentals to look at, and we don't have to pay multiple application fees. I went and got us on 1 year of renter's insurance, which through Geico it was actually really cheap. So if you're young and debating on whether you want to go get renter's insurance, I definitely recommend it. I actually found a house already that I'm really interested in, and that's the one that I put on my application that I submitted. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's in the town next to us, and it's actually just a little bit closer to work, so that would be nice. But yeah, so that's our plan with the house thing. I also might be looking for another job. I don't know, but so I've never really mentioned before, but like when I was hired, I was the very first person to be hired in my department. Like, my department is new, and I was the first person, the first team member to be hired in that department. Right in front of me was the assistant manager, which she got hired a week before me. So we, you know, like, we had the same seniority, you know, me and the assistant manager. And then the assistant manager, she started like making comments about how I was going to be a team lead in no time and all this stuff, you know, just like making comments about me getting promoted. And then eventually, which was about 6 months ago, she made a comment about how I was going to be getting promoted. And so she started showing me stuff and started, you know, doing all these things to show me, you know, I guess to get me prepared for like being a team lead or whatever. And I was really excited about this. I was really excited because I love my job, and the fact that they were telling me that I was going to get promoted, like, not even just her, like, there was like quite a few different managers that were telling me I was going to be getting promoted. So I was really excited. And then so they had me going for about a month or so, probably a little over a month, and I eventually find out that there's not enough like, corporate's not gonna give them enough money or hours to promote me as a team lead. And so I found out that it was pretty much all for nothing. And I was ready to quit back then. 6 months ago, I was ready to quit just because I had gotten my hopes up so much. And this has happened to me at every single job that I have worked. I bust my little butt and somebody tells me that I'm getting promoted, and then it doesn't happen. And it happens every single time. And I told my assistant manager, when she first started bringing up promotions to me, I told her that this has happened to me before, and please do not tell me this if it's not true. And then I find out that I'm not getting promoted, and so unless, you know, something happens to her, because there's only enough room in that deli for her as the assistant manager, and unless she quits or gets fired, there's not enough room for me to get promoted. So I pretty much found out that, you know, I wasn't getting promoted unless something happened to her. I go on for 6 months of, you know, after that, you know, I go on for about 6 months after that, you know, just still busting my butt, you know, trying to prove myself. And just a week ago, it was probably like 2 days before, a day, or it was like a day or two before we got the eviction notice, that my assistant manager walked out. She quit. So obviously everyone in the building was like coming up to me and asking me if I was now the assistant manager of the deli. And you know, the only thing that I had heard from other people was that they had been talking about it was either me or this other girl, a girl that I had trained to take over my graveyards. And she is amazing at her job. She is great. But the fact that people were actually talking about, you know, it's either going to be her or you, it's like, are you kidding me? I've been waiting for this for 6 freaking months. I've been busting my butt to prove myself, and you're going to tell me it's either you or you? What? And I told them that if they, you know, I'm going to wait it out, and if they give that position to my coworker, then, you know, good for her. She deserves, you know, she deserves it because she's good at her job, but I'm good at my job too, and I've been there longer, you know. And so I told them that, yeah, if they promote her over me, then I'm gone. I'm not gonna stick around and watch that shit go down. So yeah, and also there's 2 positions available. One of them is like a certified trainer, like this person would be in charge of, you know, training all the new hires, and then there's the assistant manager position that's available. And I was thinking, you know, give this girl the certified trainer position and then give me the assistant manager position, but I don't know, like, that was just what I thought, you know, I thought that was pretty obvious that should have gone down. This entire week, I worked 10 days in a row. I worked 9 days in a row. It was supposed to be 10, but it ended up being 9. I worked 9 days in a row this last week so that I could try and prove myself. And it's not like, you know, like I was scheduled like that, you know, but I also, at one of those days, came in at 6 o'clock in the morning after I worked 11 o'clock until 11 o'clock that night. I came back at 6 o'clock in the morning to help my manager pick up the pieces that my assistant manager who quit picked up her pieces with my actual, like, deli manager. I helped her, like, slack and make 200 pizzas. And then I was there for 3.5 hours, and then I left and then came back at 4 p.m. to finish my 8-hour shift, you know? And so I was really, like, doing things to try and, like, prove that I'm down for this. I'm here to, like, help. I'm here to, like, you know, do this. And, like, I was just really trying to, like, prove myself. Last night, Sean and I were on the porch, and, like, he told me, he's like, oh, I can't believe I forgot to tell you. Cody, which is, like, one of our big head managers, like, he's one of the big head honchos, like, he was, like, telling me that Cody is telling him the other head honcho manager made up his mind and that they're gonna make Nicole the certified trainer. And, like, I looked at Sean and I was like, the certified trainer? They specifically said they're making Nicole the certified trainer, because if so, what the if they make me the certified trainer, that means they make the assistant manager. That's all I've heard with that. But if I'm going back into work tomorrow, so tomorrow's my Monday, and if they tell me that I'm gonna be the certified trainer and that other girl is gonna be the assistant manager, then I'm gonna put my 2 weeks in right there, right then and there, because I'm not gonna do this. And it's just like, all of this is like too much. It's too freaking much, you know, having to deal with the eviction, first having to deal with all Cody's bull crap, and then having to deal with an eviction, and then having to deal with, you know, this job thing. Like, all of it is just so much, and it's like, really, like, I feel like everything is like crumbling around me, and it almost makes me feel like it's karma, you know, and like, I'm just sitting here racking my brain trying to figure out what I did wrong, like, what did I do wrong, because I feel like I'm a good person, you know, I feel like I try really hard to be a good person, and I feel like all of this shit, like, all of this, like, my job, my house, like, all of this stuff is stuff that I've been proud of myself for, you know. I've been really proud of myself that I did this for myself and that I got this far, and I thank God every single night I pray, and I thank God for my house, and I thank God for my job, and like, just the fact that like all of it is like being taken away. I'm gonna get through this. It'll be fine. It's just a lot to deal with. Like with the house, you know, we have a plan and all that, but it just scares me shitless to think, like, if this plan doesn't work, where are we gonna go? And then like with the job, like, I don't want to quit my job, but if they're gonna keep screwing me over like that, I don't want to be screwed over and over and over again. And it just really makes you think, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what do I need to change? But yeah, so that's what's going on right now, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later and keep you guys updated on everything that's going on. But I love you guys, and thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.